If you really want to do something, nothing in this town stops you. Like, you can do anything that you ever want to do in this town. Like, the question is, do you have the courage to go and pursue those dreams? Like, for me, I was sort of lucky. It's like everything I've dreamed, I've usually been able to do things one way or another.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for still being here after a couple of seasons and more seasons to come. So make sure you comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's continue with the video. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with 𝙊𝙞𝙩𝙩𝙘.
Yeah.
Woo. A little bit interesting here because he actually speaks more than one language. And he'll probably explain more of that later. But overall, he's also an entrepreneur, does various things, and he will open up more in terms of the introduction.
Absolutely.
And the only line I'd like to say, he's a master of people.
Well done. You got it 100%.
Okay.
So yeah, well, thank you, Hector. Thank you very much for having me here at Kinetic Outcome, actually. And it's my pleasure to be here. So a little bit about me and what I do. So you talked about an entrepreneur. For me, I have 3 lines of different businesses. One is in events, some of the biggest events in Hong Kong. I mean, I'm part of them in one way or another, whether it's in organizing, whether it's taking the merchandising function, whether it's actually taking the backstage or the production or even the recruitment driving functions. Most events in Hong Kong, I tend to be supporting them somehow or some way for all the big ones. Merchandising next week, you'll actually be amazed by how much merch actually gets sold at some of these shows. I can't give the number, but it's like people going to concerts, they love their merchandise. Also, I'm a director at a food company called Hong Kong Street Eats. We produce the world's first frozen Hong Kong style egg waffle, the bubble waffle. So we produce the world's first 𝙆𝙞𝙣𝙚𝙤𝙘, that we call in Cantonese. We sell it to Taiwan, Australia. Our biggest customer is IKEA. There's a sale going right now at 𝘽𝙚 for our products as well. So there's a promotion going on right there at 𝘽𝙚 right now across Hong Kong. It's also on Hong Kong Express, Greater Bay Airlines, Red Mister, all around Hong Kong actually.
You handle the transaction?
So we have a team. Team that actually does that. So my partner, David, who's the founder of that business, he's the one that actually handles the day-to-day of that business. And my third business is in management consulting. So we work with different governments. I used to work for New Zealand Trade. So now we work with different trade offices to help them develop their exports to Hong Kong. And we also work with overseas businesses to help their attain distribution as well as develop their commercial presence in Hong Kong as well. So those are the 3 main things that I'm doing today, but also involved with a lot of different things. Where you know me from is Internations.
Yeah, I guess we could start with that.
Yeah. And Internations, I've been doing this for 15 years, actually, just about 15 years, but I've been doing these types of events 17 plus years, actually 18 years. For me, what I really enjoy is bringing people together. It doesn't matter where you're from, what you do, as long as you bring people together, there are always connections and magic can always happen. It doesn't matter if it's you meet your best friends or you meet great friends that finally make your stay in Hong Kong. I mean, if you're an expat coming to Hong Kong, it makes it a little bit easier. It doesn't matter if that connection is a potential business connection. Maybe you meet your own client or future business partners or other things at these events. Or it can happen that you meet your other half. Right? And
yeah, I was thinking that.
Exactly.
Did that happen?
I think probably more than 100 weddings through people that have actually met at our events. And I mean, it's not a dating event. It's not that sort of thing. It's really more finding connections. Because when you have people from all around the world, you make connections. And I wouldn't pigeonhole myself to doing dating events, because once you say that you're doing dating events, you can't really do professional events and other things as well, because it's just not the same. We do networking events, we do boat parties, we do pool parties, beach parties, dinner nights, charitable events, and other things as well. Like there are many, many different events that we actually do. Happy that you could always join us for some of these.
I haven't had the chance to join the boat party
No.
because normally the timing.
The last one that we had in September, we had 130 people on the day after the typhoon. Big typhoon on Thursday, Saturday, everyone was scared, and like we still had 130 people that had a spectacular time to celebrate the 17th anniversary of Internation. So that was pretty awesome. We had a member, she actually made a really beautiful homemade cake, and I didn't tell her anything, and she just decorated it with our logos and all our things, and I didn't even give her any source files. She just did it herself, and I was just completely blown away. Like, that was just amazing. So yeah, like a lot of people have really good times, I mean, and we had to do it because we had too many friends that flew over from all around the world just to come to the boat party. I had friends flying in from Singapore. We had a friend flying in from Germany. There were those that actually asked us in advance, when are you doing your boat party? I'm like, it's scheduled for September 7th. Okay, I've got friends from Switzerland that will plan their trip just to come here to Hong Kong to experience this. Or even those that fly in from Thailand. A group that actually came in from Shanghai. It's actually kind of crazy. It's like people, just for like a 130, 140 person boat party, people still fly in from around the world to come. Because people actually know, yeah, that's probably one of the craziest, most awesome things in Hong Kong, actually. Pretty happy about that. I mean, obviously I do big events on a big scale as well, major music festivals, major concerts. That's a different scale as well because those really people do fly in from around the world just to come. I actually like the excitement of having even a small event like this and people come around from around the world because they know just it's going to be an awesome time.
Okay.
Like,
So
yeah.
we were also talking about like giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. So what's your take on that? Because many people say the more that you give, you know you're going to get something in return one way or another, right?
Absolutely. My take on it is that's what I base my entire life on. You know, it's the whole part of giving. It's very, very important because the more you give, the more relationships you develop, the more incredible things actually that just can come your way. It's like I do a lot of charitable work for various things, and I've done this pretty much most of my life actually. Even in school, I did my Hong Kong Award for Young People. You know, we have our 100 hours community service that you actually have to do to attain the award. But for me, that community service, it was something I would do anyway. Like then sort of went on to starting things. And I always thought it's like, what can I do to bring opportunities or to bring people together? Because I came from a very interesting background. My father and my mom, they're both mixed. So my father is French of a Northern African, and then Spanish, Israeli, Argentinian. My mom is Malaysian Chinese of a Hawaiian descendants. So it's like in 6 generations, I have 11 different nationalities across 5 continents. It's like, I don't know where I'm from. But what I do know is I love sharing culture. I love sharing language. I love sharing stories. I love meeting people. And so back in 2007, I was part of starting a group on Facebook called the Hong Kong Language and Cultural Exchange Club. With the Facebook group, every single week we were doing something different. And it got to the point where, I mean, we were doing dinner nights for different cuisines. We had potluck nights where everyone would bring their own dish. And each and every one of these events, we were getting 100+ people coming to them. And this was on Facebook back in 2007, you know, when it wasn't as common to do online meetups and other things as well. It was just starting up. Our biggest event back then was, we had a jazz night at Dada Lounge, I think, for 200+ people. That was back in 2009, I think it was in April back then, but that was just using Facebook to build that sort of crowd. And then this is part of my giving because I wouldn't profit for any of these events. It's like whatever monies came in went back to the venue. I didn't even give myself a dime for any of those events that we did. So there was no margin in it. I mean, I took $10 per head to cover cost. That was pretty much it. They started getting bigger. We did all sorts of things. We had our language exchanges. We went to City University. We put different people in different tables, one in English, one in Cantonese, one in Spanish, one in French, one in German, and then we'll have people who wanted to practice these languages actually come out to practice. And it was a real thing. Giving, I would do it in a heartbeat all the time. Because all those things, even if I was doing it for free, it was giving a lot of people opportunities to meet one another, opportunities to practice languages, opportunities to learn, opportunities to do different things. We did all sorts of charitable events with that group as well. I did one event when Taiwan had the earthquake. I mean, we had a charitable night at the Box. Back then, we also took when Sichuan had the earthquake, we did another one for Sichuan, and then in 2009, we actually took a group of us, a delegation, out to the orphanages in Yunnan and Sichuan to support the families there by bringing them all sorts of different things. From all these various volunteering experiences, the one thing I really gained was relationships and people. Connecting with one person, sharing different stories with another person. And from every person that you ever meet, you always learn something that's really new and unique. And that's why we should never be dismissive of volunteering opportunities. Actually, we should be even more supportive of going out and doing volunteering, because there's always something magical out there when you help someone. And nothing really beats, for me on a personal level, being able to help someone in need in one way or another. It's from all of those helping experiences that I then got into Internations in 2010, which is also voluntary, but they saw what I was doing on Facebook. Can you join us to develop Internations in Hong Kong as an ambassador? So did my first events, and then those at Internations, I mean, they just exploded in popularity. In 2014, every single event that we were doing was between 350 to 500 people every week. Like, it was completely insane.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I should have known back then.
That's a lot of people. And the crazy thing is, why was it actually like that? Was because back in the day, you didn't really have ways to meet people as easily. I mean, Meetup wasn't as big of a platform.
Bumble
there was no Tinder, there was no Bumble.
Not out yet.
They were not out yet. So people found it really, really tough to meet people for dating, for whatever it was. And so the only way they could have actually done that was actually coming out to networking events. And so that was a time when networking events really became major meat markets, but you can understand why. It's like Facebook, it wasn't a great platform. It got worse as a platform over time because in 2011, they removed a lot of the group functions. So you couldn't really do group events. You couldn't send a message to everybody that's actually coming to an event. Facebook became useless actually for promoting major events. It's like, and today, if you really want to do something on Facebook, it's either you put an ad or it's just nothing but spam half the time, in most of the groups. It's not the platform it used to be, but then you had Tinder and Bumble that came out, and Coffee Meets Bagel, all the other platforms. And that actually helped us in a way because it got rid of everybody that just wanted to come out dating. So our events went from 300 something, 500 something. I mean, like when it was 500 something, we didn't have venues in Hong Kong. Like the only thing we had was nightclubs. Like hotels, we could do once in a while. We've done it at the Renaissance. We've done it at Ozone. Ozone was the craziest because you have two little lifts that go up to Ozone. And like, because we had so many people coming in such a short time, basically the line was 2 hours long. Everyone absolutely hated it. It's like, it was such a beautiful venue, but it's like absolutely hated it because it was just such a long queue, 2 hours plus. And at the end, when they got up there, they didn't enjoy themselves all that much, which is sort of a bit unfortunate, but That was selection of location. We were like thinking, oh yeah, Ozone, let's do this. But it really wasn't the right venue for something on that scale in a very short span of time. So you learn your lessons from all of these. And like, for me, I'm actually kind of happy that I've learned my lessons through over the years, because it allows you to appreciate how things have actually changed over the years. Like COVID, after COVID, we see people networking a lot less. Like people are going out to chamber events less. They're going out to events in general a lot less than they used to. And the reason for this is, I mean, yes, we've lost quite a number of the expats, but we have new expats coming to Hong Kong, actually. So it's not only about the loss, but it's just about the way people are different today compared to before. You see the younger generations, they'd actually want to, they won't mind spending going out to a big concert, a big show. If we look at concerts today, the biggest spenders actually on merchandise and other things are kids. Like, it's crazy how much they would actually, their parents would allow them to spend going to some of these shows. It's like, but some of the biggest spenders are the kids. They'd buy one of everything. And that would be like sometimes $3,000, $4,000. You sort of see them having fun out there, but when it comes out to going to a networking event, no matter if it's a chamber, no matter if it's internations, no matter if it's a meetup event or anything like that, the age has, it's not really gotten out to a lot of the younger generation. Like the younger generation want to do different things. They still like doing things that are cool, but they like doing things in their own sort of ways, in their own sort of groups. Actually, a lot of that now, it's through WhatsApp. And that's where we start doing a lot of these major groups as well. So I run some major WhatsApp groups too, to promote events and other things, just because that's the way the direction is going. It's going to be interesting to see what comes next. So I'm actually getting pretty excited for a tech project that I'm going to be involved with pretty soon. So I'll share a little bit about it. I can't say too much, but we're developing a AI-backed platform that would actually change the way people are going to be going to restaurants, bars, getting tickets at events as well. And once we're actually able to launch that, it's going to be a pretty exciting thing. So I'm very much looking forward to the next stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you find yourself in this clip, that means you're still watching the video. So thank you so much. Make sure you click that subscribe button. And also, when you're interested in videography services, make sure you hit up 𝙆𝙠𝙤𝙣, Mendoza. Links and everything is in the description box, including myself, of course. I do financial advice. So if you need any help with insurance, retirement, got questions, anything else, just let me know. Feel free to reach out. So thank you so much. Let's continue.
Next question is, with the events that you've done, and we were talking about how you give, and then for some reason, life just blesses you, right? So how did the events bless everything else that you're doing? Because at the moment, you mentioned you're doing another two things, right? Consulting, and also the other business that your friend is helping you run in terms of the distribution of the products or the food, right?
Well, basically from events, this is how I actually met most of the people that I work with today. It is from different events that I've actually run or different events that I have done. I've met most of the people that I actually work with today. From doing the very, very small concerts and shows or very small events, just 100 people, I then got to work the biggest shows in Hong Kong, or developed my relationships with agents, developed my relationships with event organizers, developed my relationships with concert organizers. It was all from the very, very small things that I would actually do for free. I would actually do from my own heart, just wanted to give, that I actually made those relationships because I met the right people. And it's only through really sort of meeting the people that then you actually develop multiple different types of opportunities. You find the people that are good to work with. You find the people that are not so good to work with. You find different things when you meet people, but without meeting, there's always nothing. What I'd always actually say is the more that you give, the more that can come back to you as well. And I hope that I've actually developed enough giving capital to really be able to, further give as well to others, to bless them with different opportunities or different things. And for me as well, I think it's quite important is I always go into things with a very open mind. So I don't know who I'm meeting today, actually. But whoever it is, it doesn't actually matter. That's the most amazing thing. It's because when you're very open about things, that's when opportunity actually comes. So put in perspective, events, small to big, the egg waffle business I'm involved with, it's also because I met my business partner here through playing dodgeball, actually. It's not only my own events, but it's also going out and meeting people in general. That's where you can really develop opportunity, because opportunity doesn't come just hunchback in front of a computer. It can. Not saying it can't, but it's hard.
Like, unless you're employing for people to work in your business, like my business, then they're looking for something. Okay, fine, we can talk, right? But if you are looking for network or people to work with or business in general, you have to meet them in person.
You have to meet them in person,
actually.
Like you do all the time as well.
Yeah.
And it's because it's very, very different. And selling over the phone is very different to selling in person as well. So it's like when you're selling to them over the phone, it's like it would be someone that really needed the product at that point in time, that is willing to listen,
which you experienced,
which you do experience, or a lot of the times it's really they're not interested. Don't call me again. Put down the phone. It becomes a lot harder, and there is opportunity through volume. You can do multiple calls, or you can choose to meet people every single day.
If you met them all in person, it would have been a higher conversion rate.
The conversion rates are much higher.
Because they buy you.
Exactly.
And they can't just tell you to go away, right?
And it's not only about buying you, but it's about really learning more about them. All right, because at the end of the day, whether you sell a financial product, whether you sell an event, whether you sell anything, at the end of the day, it's all about the person. When you're actually out there with them, you'd actually learn a lot more about them. And sometimes you have some preconceived ideas that these are the products they need, when actually no, they need something completely different to what I was thinking. And that you only learn from speaking to someone.
I actually realized that because years ago I do music and I hung out with a lot of artists and we just meet to talk about the performance. And last night I met a friend, shout out to Fat King. He's one of the top beatboxers in Hong Kong.
Nice.
Pretty popular. He's working with this brand. We just caught up and I only got to know him way more last night. But we last met 6 years ago.
Damn.
And he only opened up a lot more about his personal life last night. So it's really different when you sit down with a person and ask questions.
Exactly.
Because in the phone, it's always the agenda. Give me a minute of your time.
Yep.
Which I used to do, but not anymore recently. It's all in person for me.
Yeah. And it needs to be, actually, because it's when you can spend quality time with people, that's when things get deeper, that's when things
And when you spend
develop.
quality time, it's so much easier to talk about what you do and what they do.
Yep.
It's not, there's no feeling of, you're selling me something, aren't you? There's no more of that.
No, there's no more of that.
Yeah. But next question is, which I'm really curious about, because you said you met your partner through dodgeball with the egg waffles, right? By any chance, were you playing dodgeball, then you wanted to eat egg waffles and you talked about it?
No.
Okay.
No. It wasn't
That would have been cool.
back then, I was also in a full-time job back then as well. So I was doing all my entrepreneurship. I dropped a lot of it for a 2-year period between 2016 and 2018 to work for New Zealand Trade, so New Zealand Trade and Enterprise. So they brought me in as a management consultant, helping strategize and develop the F&B brands of New Zealand and their sales in Hong Kong, actually. So we provide them with strategy, networks, guidance, and other things to tap into the Hong Kong market. And that's actually something I do today, actually for other governments, not for New Zealand, but for other European governments, actually, as part of the management consulting business. So it's all these little things that we've actually learned from over that time. So during that time, I saw his business. It sounds like a very easy product to sort of develop, but it's actually very, very difficult. Because when he was developing the egg waffle, it needed to be crispy on the outside, fluffy in the center, and it should not have had any quality difference with actually getting one from the streets. And that's a very, very hard thing to do.
And it's frozen.
And it needs to be frozen, because otherwise it's hard to keep here and there. So the story of the egg waffle actually was all from my partner's side. Back in 2015, his wife was pregnant for their first child. And when she was getting to midnight, she started having sugar rushes. And the thing that she wanted during the sugar rush was an egg waffle, like the Hong Kong style egg waffle. My partner David, he was like, why isn't there a ready-to-eat egg waffle in my freezer like there are Belgian waffles or other things in other countries? Why hasn't someone made a frozen bubble waffle? It sort of came to him at that moment. And he decided that he wanted to go full on. He did a part-time stint at his favorite egg waffle shop just to learn how to make the egg waffle and other things. So he did that. And when he was during the daytime, he was making them. Nighttime, he went back home to do his own R&D. And there were many, many, many different iterations, because when you're doing R&D for a brand new product, it could come out too powdery. It could come out just disgusting, because it's not about going into the freezer. It's taking it out from the freezer and then reheating it. It needs to retain those properties. And so it took him more than 9 months. And this happened while we were dodgeball teammates. It took more than 9 months to come out with the right formula. When he first got into, and I was following this the whole time, so it's 2016, 2017, and I was following his business the whole time. And when he made his first commercial sale to Ocean Park, that was at the very end of 2017, early 2018. I thought, right, I should just quit my job and, I'll find something somewhere else. I don't have a problem with that. I should just quit and, take a little stake in the business and then support him to grow this business. So that's what I did. And then I worked for a digital agency after that, focused primarily with customers like the Jockey Club, bringing thousands of people into the races. But that's a whole other story as well. I can talk all day about those things too. But going back to the waffles, in 2020, 2021, we were actually chosen as one of Hong Kong's top food tech startups by the Federation of Hong Kong Industries. So we're chosen as one of them. Because we needed to not only develop the products, we also needed to scale the products. And so scaling, developing machinery is all done by my partner as well. He's a chemical engineer by study, but he is an engineer by design as well. And that's why we could develop our own machinery through the help of the Hong Kong Productivity Council and patent our own machinery, and then after that go on to looking at more automation for that product as well. And hopefully we can be able to produce in multiple countries, in Canada, in Europe, so that people around the world can all have a Hong Kong egg waffle as well. And if you've never tried it, can go down to Yata at the time of this podcast, because there is, we are in Yata right now. You can go down to a number of other places as well to get our products. If you want to try it, there's the gelato stand at Chef's Market in Central Market that actually serves our egg waffle as well. It's a small one that goes with their gelato. It's in a number of places.
So
yeah.
They heat it up.
They heat it up. So It takes about 4 minutes to heat up in an oven, comes out crispy on the outside, fluffy in the center, and it is quite delicious. So we're happy with that, and for that side of the business, it's really about trying to bring that love, because it's really a product of love. The whole story.
It started with a wife.
It's all about the wife and
Without
her sugar
her,
rush.
this won't happen.
Without her, this won't happen. That's the thing with a lot of business ideas. It's like in Hong Kong, if you really want to do something, nothing in this town stops you. You can do anything that you ever want to do in this town. The question is, do you have the courage to go and pursue those dreams? Like for me, I was sort of lucky. It's like everything I've dreamed. I've usually been able to do things one way or another. From being a young kid here in Hong Kong, I was playing for all sorts of sports teams, part of my school sports team in 10 different sports, represented Hong Kong in international chess. And my biggest thing back then in school was actually Magic the Gathering. So Magic the Gathering is a card game. I actually played at the World Championships while I was still in school. And we exchanged stories earlier, like how you would actually make money and other things in those days. For me, it was a very similar story. So I'd buy cards very cheap outside and I'll sell it more expensive to the students, and I'll just buy more, sell more, buy more, sell more. It was just all those experiences as well. So they completely resonated with me. But it was always something like that. So 10 sports teams, 2 Hong Kong teams, 2 to 3 Hong Kong teams. Then after that, university. Then wanted to, certainly not now, but back in the day, could have done a bit of modeling. So I've been on 50 different adverts. I actually had a song on a Honda ad back in 2008 as well, because I won a singing competition and had my voice recorded for the Honda ad.
Which language?
English.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, whatever you want to do in Hong Kong, as long as you really keep focused and you want to do it, like you can. It's like, I've touched this, I've touched that. Okay, what do I really want to do? The next step is to build something that's even bigger with the connections that I have. And I look forward to being able to do that, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
egg waffle story.
A bit more, but
yeah. Although now we got to go to the next story. Digital marketing.
Interesting. So digital marketing is something I've always done. So you can hear my stories using platforms like Facebook. Internations itself is a social network. It's in 420 cities worldwide, 5 billion members around the world. In every city, there's an Internations. I've always been someone who's done digital marketing of different kinds. And when I quit New Zealand Trade, which was a great job, that's a great job, I then joined a digital marketing agency. And primarily, the main customer there was Jockey Club. They were still trying to do different things. We were supposed to do a drone racing competition. There were a lot of different clients as well. I mean, there are beauty clients. There are all sorts of different clients. The main client there, though, was Jockey Club. And every single week, they needed us to do the digital marketing campaigns, through multiple digital platforms to bring people to the races. So on a weekly basis, we bring more than 1,500 people to the races at Happy Valley. For 𝙤𝙤, it could be as much as 10,000 people through the different digital things that we do that go out to the races. When you work for a big digital agency, there are people doing all sorts of things. So that was a huge digital agency owned by PCCW. PCCW bought it while I was actually there. So there are many, many different divisions. There was HK Vlogger that actually controlled most of the major KOLs that you see on Instagram, on Facebook, on other things. Digital marketing, but even before that, I started doing this as well, in conjunction with some other friends as well. This was back in 2012, 2013, actually, where we had some of Hong Kong's biggest foodie KOLs. And we started providing services to major restaurants. With just 10 of these KOLs, each writing a review into OpenRice, that restaurant's hotness ranking would reach to the top. It would reach to the number 1, number 2, number 3. And every time something was on number 1, 2, and 3, hundreds and hundreds of people want to go do bookings at that restaurant, reading those reviews. And so that's something that we started from 2012 and 13 until they stopped the algorithm. They changed the algorithm to remove that hotness ranking because they realized that people were actually profiting off this, I think in 2017. It's something that I've always done. I could go in talking all day about digital marketing, how to actually, whether it's eyeballs, conversions, all sorts of other things. I can go on all day for different clients, but it's keeping it simple. It's something that drives us today. It's something that continues evolving. You saw people shifting from Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. Not in Hong Kong, because Douyin has not picked up in Hong Kong. You can't really access TikTok so well in Hong Kong. But you continue seeing changes, evolutions in what people want, how they want information, their desires. And it's something that I find fascinating about working in digital. So during COVID was the hardest time. I had no events, nothing. I could do nothing basically during this time. And so, I mean, COVID focused a little bit more on the waffle business actually during that time because there are no events, consulting. It was a very tough time because people didn't really want to promote their products in Hong Kong as much on that scale because Hong Kong was increasingly becoming very isolated. If you remember, 3 years, we can't even get out there without
21 days in the
like
hotel.
21, 14, like you had your 7s, your 21s, you had your 3 days, you had all sorts of other things. And Hong Kong became so isolated that literally brands didn't want to come to market.
Nightlife as well.
Nightlife died. I mean, and so with that, you saw all the problems. That's why Insomnia closed down. You know, it's like one of our most favorite places in Nightlife.
Even prior to that, though. Because I used to MC, run events.
Yep.
So when I went to 𝙤𝙤𝙣𝙘,
you know all about it.
Like I woke up in another dimension. Like, did I sleep and like transition? Because Hard Rock is gone.
Yep.
You know, and Volar used to have a long line.
Yep.
The hip hop clubs are
gone.
Non-existent. It used to be multiple options.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the sad thing. It's like we all expected 2023 when things are lifted for things to just go shooting up.
But no.
Back up. But it was actually quite a reverse.
Yeah.
And what we've actually been seeing is that it's a lot of cabin fever that's actually still happening because people were cooped up in Hong Kong for so long that right now, every break they have, they just want to go overseas. They just want to go to Shenzhen weekly even because they were stuck in Hong Kong for so long that now it's just, I have to go out. I have to go here. I have to go there. I can't stay in Hong Kong for this break. I have to go somewhere else. And that's really become a massive problem for Hong Kong because you see the exodus and then people are saying, Shenzhen really is cheaper and better.
It is, actually.
Let me go up there weekly. Why am I spending in Hong Kong when I can spend in Shenzhen? And that becomes a problem. So, like in Hong Kong, we're facing multiple transitions at this period. And it's really going to be tough to actually see how we actually get out of this. What I do anticipate is that people are going to be going outside of Hong Kong a little bit less because they've already been going constantly. It's like every week, or every other trip, Japan, which is understandable. I mean, the yen being so low, it's like, I want to go to Japan every week too if I could. It's like, it's crazy how cheap things are there right now. But it's like, we'll see a little bit more of an equalization. We'll see more tourists come to Hong Kong next year. Because people are actually getting the reverse news. We'll start getting the reverse news. No, Hong Kong isn't all that bad, all right? Like, Hong Kong is still an awesome place to go for all sorts of things, tourism. And we'll get a rebound, I believe, next year. Mainland spenders as well. Right now, the mainland market is going through its own sort of challenges. So with the challenges there, we had less this year. We do anticipate more next year as things have mellowed out from COVID fever instead of cabin fever, COVID fever. Like, we're going to see things, and there will be new venues and new things coming out here in Hong Kong. Like already, Kai Tak, that opening is going to change the ball game for Hong Kong. You have the Rugby Sevens. That's going to be amazing for
I feel like we're
Hong
preparing.
Kong. So you're preparing for the big things. It's like back in the day for live music, we could never have Taylor Swift, for example, would never perform in Hong Kong just because we don't have the money for her and we never had the stadium for her. Now we do. Eventually, you are going to see Taylor Swift live in Hong Kong eventually. Like,
I mean, people fly in here for events anyway.
a lot of people do, especially those artists that actually come through that don't actually go to China. And there are quite a few of those. So when you go to a concert in Hong Kong, it really does depend. Right now, I mean, I'd imagine anywhere between 10% of an international artist, it's anywhere from 10% to 70% of the crowd is actually from mainland China coming down to Hong Kong. And it's insane to actually think about it, but those that are well promoted in the mainland, you really do get a lot of them coming down to Hong Kong for shows. It's like you go to Asia World, you go to other places, and you can actually hear Mandarins actually spoken as much as English sometimes. So you have those markets. We see people flying in from Kuala Lumpur, from Bangkok, from Manila, from regionally when there are major events. It's like when you had Guns N' Roses here, you had a lot of people flying in. When, for example, when you have Katy Perry coming to Hong Kong, a lot of mainlanders fly in from mainland to Hong Kong. Actually, I think Katy Perry was like 50% mainland, right? Because she can't really go to the mainland to perform all that much. So for her, it's like all the mainland fans, I mean, they came down to Hong Kong for her show. It's actually interesting to see. It talks a lot about as well the internationalization of the mainland in some ways. It's like you don't expect.
It's actually happening because they have the top talent pass scheme, right? And a lot of them are interested to work here. And some of them are actually also really interested in insurance. I'm speaking to quite a few.
Yep.
And they studied in US, New York, they're from Canada, they're fluent English and Mandarin. Some of them also have Cantonese. So I'm just like, wow, upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd love to have them in my team. So next question is, this is just overall, right? With everything that you have done, it's going to be two parts. One is, where you are now, was it everything you expected? And then also the next one that comes after that is, on your way to that process to get to where you are today, how was the experience in terms of the tough times and what's rewarding?
Wow. These are very loaded questions in many ways. I think I'll start by saying definitely not where I thought I'd be today in many ways. I mean, because it's like I've been someone who's always just gone with the flow. I mean, and opportunities do come here and there and there and there. It's whether I'm able to seize all the opportunities I have at hand or not. And so I can't actually say that it's where I am because I've just really been a type of person. For me, it's all you only live once. You dive, you venture, you try to do different things. Some things pan out. I've had a lot of failures too. And you learn from some of the failures that you've been. So is it where I thought I'd be today? I mean, certainly not in certain senses, just because I've always been go with the flow. And with the question really about the difficulties in and around during this time, I spoke a little bit about it, like during COVID, right? That, everything stopped. My life was at a standstill, so it's still just picking up now, as of now. So right now, I'm not even a tenth of the way to where I'd really want to be at this point with different initiatives, different things that are actually happening. I've got a few other projects as well that I'm actually working on or trying to develop at the same time, and I hope that they can be achieved. Yeah, I'm looking to do a event for the disabled, actually, in Hong Kong, to promote mental illness, awareness of various things from, whether it's those that are autistic or those suffering from cerebral palsy, a major event. That's one of them as well that I'm thinking about doing. There's multiple things out there that I want to do on the giving side and also on the corporate side. Hopefully the projects that I have on hand right now, that they all come to fruition in different ways. Definitely looking forward.
Okay.
There's so much to do. I'm just,
That's
that's the biggest challenge as well. It's like I'm doing so many different things that the thing that I lose, unfortunately, is sleep. I'm one of those, fortunate or unfortunate. I mean, I can function on 4 hours sleep. That's a regular time cycle for me. It's 4 hours. So usually from 3 until 7 or from 4 until 8 is my regular sleep cycle. And you lose a lot of that. Is it healthy? Is it not? It's worked for me so far. Yeah, that's the only trade-off that I've had. I mean, do I want more sleep? Hopefully I do, but I just don't have the time for it right now. Yeah.
okay.
I expect your team to be expanding,
As long as it goes
growing
as
its
planned.
presence.
Because our plan is, like what I mentioned earlier this year, as the economy contracts, we expand. So when the economy is back on track, then we double down, triple down, quadruple down in sales and everything else.
Yep, absolutely.
So just excited for 2026, as long as everything that's mapped out works out.
Yep.
Which has to work out, because there is
Absolutely.
no plan B.
And like I said, I want to see your name as one of the district heads. on a
We're
on a
manifesting
board
it
right
now,
there. We're
you know?
manifesting it. It's
Yeah,
gonna get
we're
there.
transition into that
It's
reality.
gonna get there.
They call it quantum leap, right? Yeah. Cool.
It's fairly cool. Fairly
Yeah.
true too. Yeah.
And next question is, you mentioned about this earlier. If you don't mind going a little bit deep into it, like how did you manage the part where you said you kind of got like really, really down, or I don't know if it was depression at that time or just really, really negative at that time?
Well, I mean,
COVID times.
I mean, these are COVID times. I mean, and managing it is a very hard thing. I mean, because you go through spells of thinking, it's like, what else can I do? It's like, my whole world has sort of stopped. It's like major events have stopped. Everything has just sort of stopped during that period. And you just have to dig deep and focus. Try to bring focus on things that you can do during that time. I mean, even though I wasn't making much, if at all, any income actually during the 3 years. And that's why I'm actually needing to pick up things today. Because my business, for example, the waffle business, when things are breaking even, you can't take salaries, you can't take anything from that side of the business. During this whole time, I mean, the only thing I was doing was focus on giving to, in many ways, to just keep my sanity. Like, and it's only now that things are coming back up. You have delegation visits, you have all sorts of other things. You just had to dig deep on the soul and just say there will be better times ahead. And you look to the better times. You look to capitalize on the better times ahead. Because this is just something that's going to spill over. I mean, I'm lucky I had a bit of savings and other things too. Also had support here and there as well, which was very, very important. Like, on the times that you're really down, these are the things that you sort of do. So, I mean, even during this time, we didn't have events, right? Or we didn't have the major events. So I'd still do smaller events. We still did boat parties for 100 people during 2022 because that was a gray area.
It was slowly transitioning already.
It was a gray area. So back then, we couldn't do any, like, for this internations or social networking, like we couldn't do any events per se for happy hours. Okay, so even there was one, I mean, there are a couple of people that did happy hours and happy hour events. They got caught and their IDs got checked, and then that went through a whole other thing. It's like, for me, I didn't want to do things that were completely illegal, and I knew they were illegal. I focus on gray area things. So with internations, once a month, we supported the comedy nights. Watching a comedy show in a place that really wasn't, because they didn't sell F&B, there were no specific restrictions, that was actually okay. Okay, everyone in the mosque, everyone out there, that was fine. Supported takeout comedy during that time to ease a little bit of that. We did quite a number of boat parties. Now, boat parties, because the Marine Department does not actually control social distancing laws, it was a very gray area that you could actually be on boats, large numbers at a time. I mean, obviously with the parties, we had to make sure that everyone had to bring their COVID test and other things as well, all right, back in those days. And I had to make sure everyone was COVID free. So 2021, when we did it, we didn't have the rat test. I only rat tested people that were not vaccinated. This is 2021. 2022, you had Omicron and we had the rat test. So everyone had to be rat tested. And we sent people away that did tested positive for COVID. I mean, there were a couple of people that we had sent away during these events, but at least there was a medium to have done some of that. So you had a restriction. A 58-person boat could only take 43 people, but we would actually park two boats together. That's 86 plus another boat on the side. So we still had 129 people actually for some of these boat parties that we were doing and during COVID. And it was all legal. In some ways, I got over my depression by still doing things, but just within the frame of the law. That's it, really. Like, thank God we're all over that now. I don't even want to look back at that period. I just want to move on and make sure that we actually do even better this year.
I was just itching to say social distancing because I haven't heard that line in a while. It was so annoying.
It was so damn annoying. My freaking God.
And
So I don't even want to talk about it.
The masks made everyone more handsome and beautiful, you know, because you don't know how they look like.
And more ugly at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But I mean, it was just one of those things. I mean, it's something that we've lived through. You know, it's a once in a 100-year event.
Then I would go to a bar, they would give me the test kit, and I would test while we're ordering drinks.
That's horrible. That was just horrible.
Or the bars close down at 7 p.m. Oh.
It's like you're looking at our favorite venues. Insomnia, such a staple venue, had to close down because they're still reeling from their debts.
And it changed things. People on those flexible schedules work from home sort of thing, right? And right now in the news, huge companies are asking people to come back to the office.
Oh, they have to.
Because even in insurance, it changed. Back then, 8:30, we all had to clock in. But now, it's more flexible. So hopefully it goes back to that. It's a lot better when people show up.
I mean, it's a lot better when people show up. I mean, definitely. And the problem is Hong Kong doesn't function well if everybody is remote, actually. Because if everybody is remote, they don't need to be in Hong Kong anymore. So we're actually seeing a lot of expats that work in Hong Kong businesses, work for companies registered in Hong Kong, that are living in Bali, that are living in Bangkok right now. You know, because if you can work remotely, you don't physically need to be there. You don't need to be in Hong Kong.
You just need a phone and a laptop.
And Hong Kong's a very, very expensive place to be. I mean, it's not as expensive as some places. Right now, it's cheaper to be in Hong Kong, providing that you don't drive, compared to, let's say, Singapore or other places. You know, if you have a home in Hong Kong, I mean, Hong Kong is actually a pretty cheap place comparatively. It's like we look at places like, say, for example, you go out to New Zealand. New Zealand is so expensive. You know, just daily allowances, or I'll be heading off to Switzerland next week. That's a crazy expensive place right now, right? Because the Swiss franc being as high as it is right now, it's at 9.2. Like that is, like, it's crazy expensive compared to Hong Kong. You know, so there are gives and takes about being here. Yeah.
The last two questions. One is, it could be anybody. Who do you look up to most? Could be two.
The people that I look up to more than anything would actually be my parents and my brother, actually. Out of all the people, I mean, because these are people that you've always idolized with in that sort of way. It's like, my dad, he was a French teacher in Hong Kong for 38 years. Never took one day of sick leave in all 38 years he was working to sustain a family. He worked a job, really spent very, very little on himself. In many ways, why I wanted to do all of these cultural events and why I actually did all of this is because my dad speaks 11 languages and reads 14. And I wanted a place where when Daddy retired, he'd be able to meet people from all around the world and just practice. Like, that's really my inspiration for doing all the things I've been doing with different people. My mom, I mean, she's a bit of an entrepreneur herself, but more than anything, she's, to me, a major symbol of resilience. Somebody that I could look up to. She was a secretary at Cathay Pacific. I grew up with a very lucky childhood. So because my parents would sacrifice everything they had just for my brother and I got to travel the world as a very young kid because working in an airline, we had those benefits. 98 and after that, I mean, my mom left Cathay and started developing her own sort of businesses, own things. She's really a person of the grind. And that's someone that I tremendously look up to and respect. I mean, mom's 74 today, she's still working. And she still enjoys working. She still enjoys being around people. So these are the two people I look up to, and obviously my brother. My brother is more of a family man today. He was a person I always looked up to. I always wanted to be him in many senses. So he was in multiple different sports teams, multiple things, and I just wanted to emulate him at the time. We're very different people. He's more of an introvert. I'm much more of an extrovert. And so we did turn out quite differently. My brother is a family man, a teacher in ESF as well, still today, French teacher. These would be the main people that I'd say will be my inspirations. And it comes from a very, very early time. I'm sort of blessed in a way that I can look up to my parents, and also I look up to a lot of my friends that I grew up with. I was lucky enough to go to an international school because my mom and dad really sacrificed themselves. They weren't earning all the big bucks or anything, but they saved everything for our education. I'm very, very blessed to have had them, and then a lot of my classmates as well. Back from primary school, high school, I mean, we still keep in contact with everybody actually. At South Island School in our year, I mean, we're in contact with most of the students. We're still pretty tight with a lot of them. We still play football once a month, sometimes Friday nights or other places at the India Club. And all of them have actually gotten to achieve big things actually in different ways. We've had entrepreneurs within our network that have actually started up major companies. We've had people today that now work at Facebook or work at Amazon or work at senior levels, or getting up there, heads of department and divisions, or even global heads, regional heads for multiple investment banks, doctors, lawyers. Like from our whole group, it was just everybody's achieved or become something. The vast majority of them have. And it doesn't matter if they have or they haven't, but it's like you just see that level of progression from the people around you as well. And I think really, if we talk about inspirations, I'll have to say my parents and those really close friends that are around me as well. They give me inspiration at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
The very last question is, we can make this quick, few liners or punchlines. What tip would you give to people who are still figuring it out, or maybe fresh grads, or maybe they're just out there working for their first year or second year?
I think biggest tip is just don't ever give up. And if you really want to do something, go and try and do it. Whether you succeed or whether you fail, that's not the most important thing. It's giving it a try. If you don't try, there will never be success. If you don't make it, I mean, even in your line of business, if you don't make a cold call, or you don't make that call, there's no trial, there's nothing to gain because you never even tried. You always have to try. Whether you succeed or you fail, if you fail, learn from your mistakes and go again. If you succeed, keep going, but at the same time, don't ever be complacent, because once you start letting complacency come in, that's when things start falling down. And you see this in all walks of life, every single day. So stay focused, stay sharp, especially for those that are younger. The world is your oyster. Live it, experience it, stay positive, and have fun while doing it. Because for me, I love having fun, and Hong Kong's an incredibly fun place. So have fun. Don't think about the negatives as well, or too much of the negatives. Just live it, breathe it, enjoy it. And that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by
Schweppes.
but
Cheers.
not really. Kinetic Outcome, 𝙊𝙤𝙩𝙤𝙘.
Thank you very much,
Hector.
Hector.
Appreciate
Thank you for the time.
That was an awesome discussion.
Yeah.
Our aim is to provide value, so if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙊𝙤𝙩𝙘𝙀. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF Saint or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.